Hello, I'm Brad Fraser. This is Final Fantasy XIV, and I did not intend to stream today. I was going to go get some work done at work. Work is currently not available. I am also currently not available. I have to wait for 2 hours before I can do anything, so we're going to get a quick little bit of the new content here, Final Fantasy XIV. There's some Manderville content at the very least that we'll be getting today. I may not get very far today, but like I said, I got 2 hours to kill, and I have content, so I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead. So, on that note, let's head to Tuileries. See if there's anything we can do around here. Looks like there's something, one last hurrah over here at Wachumeki. Let's head that away, shall we? Expedition Messenger. The Expedition Messenger casts his gaze expectantly about the harbor. You're Pieter, aren't you? Just the man I was after, as it happens. Old Katarun tasked me with finding you. Says he's got a proposition for you. Stay right here. I'll go fetch you. All right. Apologies for collaring you like this, but I was hoping we could parley before we took leave of Tuileries. What is it? I'll cut right to the chase. I want you on board for me final expedition. Oh, yeah? Before I get to the particulars, allow me to spin a quick yarn. Oh, I like yarn. These days, any Eorzean sailor worth their salt bound for Tyrol will take the established route and skirt the southern Indigo Deep. But back when maps in the realm were nothing but blank parchment past Vilderbrand, all we had was the allure of the horizon to guide us. Most of us fellow explorers weighed anchor and cut a course due west, sailing straight for adventure. Alas, most were lost due to the waves. Me crew and I reached Tyrol on account of us raging northward and avoiding some same treacherous waters that claimed them. That stretch of the deep came to be known as Shade's Triangle. I had a notion to solve its mysteries on behalf of my fallen comrades, but after arriving on these shores, it was the land, not the sea, that promised adventures anew. Once I'd settled here and disbanded the expedition, I never got the opportunity. But when I crossed paths with a certain realm-renowned adventurer, I began to wonder. Something told me that with your help, I'd finally shed light on the mystery of those accursed waters. So, how about it? Will you join this old explorer on one final jaunt? Well, it'll be my honor. I knew I could count on you. Truth be told, even before Gulul Jai asked me to watch over Koana and Wuk Lamat, I feared I'd never sail again. Any road. I sensed the pair were wise to me worrying, so I laid it all bare. And you say the mysteries of Shade's Triangle has haunted you ever since? The region for which you speak is an impediment to trade with foreign nations. Any effort to unravel its secrets would ultimately benefit Tuileries. It sounds like it might be just the last chance you get, especially if you're hoping to get Pieter involved. Besides, Papa would turn in his grave if we barred his old friend from one final voyage. I would say follow your heart, Tonqua. All right. I'm sure you'll be wanting more detail, but I'll set sail sooner rather than later. Let's reconvene once we've put a few mums between us and the harbor. Ship is ready and waiting. Had her sent over from Limsa, especially. When you're ready, speak with Alfangam over at the pier. Peter, I presume. Katarim told me all about you. The name's Alfegum, navigator by trade. They say Shade's Triangle is racked with storms year-round, but a closer look at the charts will tell you it ain't strictly true. For a brief season, the sky is clear and the sea's calm, hence why the old explorer's eager to weigh anchor. What's the matter? Don't tell me where you're clambering under this little rowboat. We're not rowing all the way to Shade's Triangle. Our vessel's waiting out just beyond the shallows. And he wrote, when you're good and prepared to leave, just say the word. Ready to plot a course for waters unknown, are you? Yeah, let's do it. Don't know whether to respect your mettle or question your sanity, but welcome aboard. Shade's Triangle, here we come. It's birds! Wait, are those boobies? I think those are blue-footed boobies. By the way, the people who name birds are a really interesting lot. Etymology of birds gets really quite amusing. All kinds of things. Planned sailing this far. Might be time to talk about our destination. Shade's Triangle is a churning mess of storms, so every time a vessel goes missing in the region, most blame the treacherous conditions. But hear this. There are records of the last ship seeking to chart those waters, but this message they relayed to their escort is passing strange. Conditions fair, crescent-shaped isle sighted in the vicinity, potential safe haven during storms, attempting to make landfall. They never made it back to port, despite the calm seas. Folks have taken to calling the island the occult crescent ever since. They say it's not but a shifting mirage that claims the lives of all who sight it. Everyone on board knows the risks involved in a voyage like this, but there ain't nothing like the thrill of the unknown to trump good sense. Aye, the whiff of mystery, though, and the promise of new discovery is hard to resist. Am I right in thinking the same applies to you, adventurer? Oh, yeah, sure. Anyhow, why don't we get acquainted with the rest of the crew? I'll be here checking the charts. Once you got the measure of the folks risking their lives along with you, come and find me. It ain't my first trip to the waters. I've stayed close to Shade's Triangle to survey the weather many a time. Only on the clearest of days, when the sea's flat as glass, do you get a glimpse of the isle. It looks unremarkable from a distance. That's exactly what the poor bastards who went missing must have thought. Never did pluck up the courage to take a closer peek, curious as I was. But when I heard Katarim was leading an expedition into the heart of the Triangle, I signed right up. Don't get me wrong, I've still got me reservations, but when I think about what's waiting for us in those waters, it's excitement that wins out.
My grandfather once sailed with Katarim. He was right with him when he first made landfall in Tural. It wasn't Tural they were aiming for. They left Eorzea westward bound for Hingashi. They didn't count on a great big continent lying between them and their destination. Once they got ashore, they soon forgot all about the Far East. Eventually my grandfather settled, and here I am, three generations later. By all accounts, journeying with Katarim is life-changing. I mean that in the best possible sense, of course.
This isn't some foolhardy treasure hunt. No solving the isle's secrets will be worth more than any glittering trinkets. But if we can open up safe passage to the island, there's potential to establish a permanent landing. Just imagine the boon to foreign trade that would bring. All of which is to say, there's more at stake here than just lining our pockets. There's no telling what awaits us on the island, which is why we've enlisted there with experts and artisans to supplement our crew. There's one fellow we're all wishing we'd steered clear of, though. After we left port, I caught the crazed fool trying to launch one of the lifeboats. We managed to lock him in the hold, but the withdrawal set about drinking all the rum in sight. In the end, we tied him up and stuffed him in one of the barrels we drained dry. He drained dry. Looks like we got a good chat with the crew. That's the thing with seafaring. Close-knit crew is indispensable out of the open sea. I know there's talk about me feats in reaching Tyrrell. In truth, I couldn't have done it without me fellow explorers. Whatever the wind might take us, I consider it me duty to get all through there and back in one piece. Yeah, sure. Right. We'll be entering Shade's Triangle any moment now, so look sharp. All right. Time for some exploration. Land ho! Land ho! That's the way to say that. Hold steady. We'll sail right before her. Aye, aye. Is there a reef in the way? Ah. Unfortunately named birds. Oof. Huh? Where's that blasted island? We just had it in our sights. Land spotted off the starboard stern. What? Don't tell me we careened right past it. Get this whole turn around. Teleportation magic of some kind? Left side of the damn thing again. Shifter Mirage was right on the money. If the island itself was moving, the waves would be surging right up the bulwark. This is no natural phenomenon. Something's messing with our perception. Ye deserve it. Hear my call. I heed, but I'm not sure I follow. Who are you talking to? Oh, there's the voices in my head. It happens a lot. Strange voice, you say? Huh. I didn't hear anything. I know what the problem is. The lights are on over there. Let me go fix that real quick. What the hell? I've lost control of the rudder. There's something else reeling us in. God. So I'll work on that in a minute. Not much we can do. Let's keep trying, though. Yeah, that looks like a problem, all right. It couldn't be the island. Could it? Apparently it could. Be right back. I'm going to get some coffee and turn off this light that's messing with my screen.
Still having problems with the... Wish I knew why it was like that.
Couldn't be the island, could it? Whirlpool? Hi. What's up, Flapjack? Flapjack says hello. Well, how's the hull looking? Well, no obvious damage, but the ship's stuck fast. Almost as if we've dropped anchor. Perfectly docked and without a single scratch. There ain't a helmsman alive who could have managed that. I fear she'll end up like that if we try and shift her. I reckon we were brought here by some sort of arcane trickery. Trapped, too, most likely. Magic right to our destination. Quite the stroke of luck, if you ask me. If it's good or bad is the real question. Well, there's nothing for it but to get this expedition underway. Well, there's nothing for it but to get this expedition underway. That's the right voice. Hi, kitty. I know. Oh, yes, I know. That voice you heard on the ship. I'm starting to wonder whether that wasn't some kind of summons. I'm glad to have you with us regardless. As for the isle itself, I assumed it was uninhabited. I really wasn't expecting to come across this phantom village. Like as not, there's some sort of ward encompassing the island to keep us here. It's sad there's a chance ethereal currents could circumvent the ward. I assume you can tap into one. Might be worth a try if adventure calls you elsewhere. Any road. As much as I'd like to gather the crew and get struck right in, we'd better secure the perimeter first. Oh, and I thought I'd give you a journal to jot down your findings along the way. I know, kitty. Figure there's more than a few folk out there who'd appreciate a record of your exploits here. Fill those pages and give them something to sink their teeth into. All right. If you wish to return to Tree Lull at any point during the expedition and interact with the ethereal current on the moored ship, the corresponding current at high tide harbor facilities travel back to the Occult Crescent. Occult Record unlocked. Is this a VNC? Collection expanded. Occult Record. Occult Record is now available under Collection in the Duty section of the main menu. New entries for prominent terms and characters will be added on the record as you explore the Occult Crescent. Occult Record 1. Henry Bleston has been added to the Occult Record. Kentarin scans the empty settlement with wary eyes. Odd. Not a single soul about. He was pondering, though. Better take a look around while Osvika stands guard. As long as the ship's safe, so all the provisions on board, that means one less worry about we getting our bearings. Let me know if you find anything of interest. All right. Quest accepted. Faintly glowing stone. Likely carved by skilled hands, this aether-infused stone exudes a faint glow. It's unclear whether the stone emits light naturally or if some internal mechanism is causing the illumination. Oh, no sugar bros. The foliage choking the building and the overall state of decay suggests it's been abandoned for some time, left to the mercy of the elements. Okay.
Phantom Village has been added to the occult record. Two shipwrecks are visible from the eerie still bay. No doubt once crewed by brave sailors seeking the inner reaches of the Shades Triangle. Judging by the orientation, the ships must have sunk while attempting to leave the island. No telling whether the souls on board were also lost to the waves. If you finish investigating the area, Katarn will be keen to know of your findings. I'm guessing you're no closer to solving the island's mysteries either. Looking at these structures, I'd say this settlement's ancient. The original inhabitants may be long gone, but I was half hoping to find a few survivors from the wrecks at the very least. Anyhow, this building in particular took me an interest. I managed to force the lock. Well, that's good. I don't want you to think I make a habit of breaking locks in general skullduggery, other than when strictly necessary, of course. Let's take a look inside, shall we? Yeah, sure. We'll break in. What's the worst that could happen? A sarcophagus, do you reckon? I wouldn't get too close if I were you. I sense arcane trickery afoot. These candles aren't being kept alive by natural means, that's for damn sure. Just as I thought. Experience tells me a word like this will have us jumping through hoops to dispel it. Oh. Only deserved may lay claim. Where's that voice again? I didn't hear a thing. And they're addressing you in particular. Methinks that word might yield to you. Alright. Let's try it. Open sesame? Not sure which is more confounding mystery. Your magic touch or this God's forsaken rock we're standing on. Is this going to be a fight? This looks like it's going to be a fight. Tonberry. Tonberry. A Tonberry. I wonder what it tastes like. Okay, I've forgotten what voice I used for Tonberries. Let's check that, shall we? Have I written any Tonberries down? I don't see any Tonberries being written down. Okay. Tonberry, huh? Okay. I kind of feel like Shady, but I'm already using Shady for the Rotman. Are you using Nathan Lane? Ringo. Alright. We're going to try a new voice. Just a moment.
Thoroughly refreshed and raring to go. And who might you be?
I wasn't expecting the common tongue.
You take me for some benighted fool? But perhaps a valid supposition given my current form. And you stand before the archive, the very definition of erudition. Now hurry up and introduce yourselves.
I'm Peter Krolinsk, and this is this guy I found.
Ah, Peter, is it? Those kind, searching eyes of yours. Clearly you have an inquisitive mind like no other. Save my own, that is.
And I'm Katarim, an explorer hailing from Laminsa. We're here on an expedition backed by the nation of Tuilalau. Just a moment. So we're going to call this one King Candy. That's what I'm trying for here with this character.
Lemsala what now? Tuilalau? I visited each of the 12 city-states and learned all there is to know about their peoples and their cultures, but those names ring unfamiliar. I think a whole nation could elude me. Tell me, what exactly was this Tuilalau founded?
It's just a while back, actually. I don't really know the history. I'm just making some crap up. I mean, I'm sure somebody told me at some point, but I wouldn't really pay attention.
The 7th astral era. I moved to the island to avoid spreading the affliction that left me, as you see, and promptly fell into a deep slumber.
Memory serves, such a plague swept the realm at the end of the 5th astral era. But that'd mean you've been asleep for more than 1,500 years.
Oh, that would explain why I feel so well rested. Now that I'm awake, I should very much like to see what has become of the isle.
Well, the good news is it's not boring. The fountain's still running. That's the most ridiculous thing here. Fountains are notoriously easy to break.
I don't recall the memorial fountain being so begrimed with algae. Perhaps you do speak the truth.
Yeah, we weren't lying to you, bud.
And this strange ether I sense, pervading this island, could it be a ward of some sort? The noggin's still foggy after this eons-long slumber. There was a time when I knew all sorts of things, the name of every battle, the weight of the riches of the world, to the ounce. I was a wise old man, a gushing fount of knowledge. say, I could be a real boon to your expedition once I get up to speed. I shall join you on your endeavors.
Let's venture forth into this mysterious isle. Seems like there's nothing in the settlement here to kill us. I think it's time we get the crew ashore and earn in their keep.
I mean, there's this guy who's got this infectious disease, they say, but I'm sure it's fine.
I'll be right back. Hopefully we can learn more about the isle from our newfound co-conspirator. You know, I've spent a lot of time with Tumberries, a lot more than you'd think.
Occult Record 3. Archive has been added to the Occult Record.
Would you care to elaborate upon what brought you here?
I mean, you see, we got on a boat, and then we went on the ship, and then...
Oh, so the Isle lies at the heart of the Shades Triangle, and many a ship has gone missing in these waters.
I see those have been crashed.
You mentioned the wrecks out of the bay. It's not unreasonable to think some of these sailors could have made it ashore. Why did no one try to wake me?
I mean, the door in your chamber was tightly barred. There was also a strange voice only I could hear.
But your burly companion was able to force the lock. I dare say younger, swarthier soldiers should have been even less trouble getting the door open.
Well, never mind that. I'm still puzzled about the strange voice that only I can hear. This happens a lot, actually.
You mean to imply that someone summoned you here? Oh, clearly it wasn't me. I've been sound asleep the last few millennia, give or take. What a tantalizing conundrum. We simply must get to the bottom of this.
This is all pointing in a scholarly direction.
Is it knowledge you seek?
More scholar stuff, baby.
What manner of creature is this?
A familiar, methinks. Looks like the fairies employed by Nemean soldiers of Eld.
Scholars specifically.
Yes, scholars. He said scholars. Was it you who summoned her?
Me? Preposterous. I would have summoned something more statuesque.
How rude. My name is Iris, and I certainly wasn't called forth by a wizened little wretch like you.
Oh, I dare say. Wizened. You mean wise, you petulant little whelp. Honestly, who would ever summon a companion so lacking in manners?
I know exactly what I meant, and you, sir, are lacking in wisdom. A seal has been placed upon your worldly knowledge, thus preventing its use. You can only speak of that which this long-eared individual over there has seen and learned firsthand. You can only speak of that which the long-eared individual over here has seen and learned firsthand.
Is that so? Well, that explains why I can't muster the faintest note of magic. I tried to heal myself earlier, but to no avail. Centuries of sleep and that cold stone slab really took its toll on my lower back.
Enough about you and your aching bones. Iris, where's your master? Let me try a different tack. Why were you summoned here?
I don't know.
Alright. So I am going to make this the fairy voice, and it is a very small voice. Let's see. Theris fairy. Let's see. So that's going to be soft, but no force. There we go.
I don't know.
Looks like someone else has had their knowledge sealed away. If I'm wizened and lacking wisdom, then you're not but an unfamiliar. I'll tell you one thing. That fairy was steeped in the same ether permeating the island.
If you say so.
As I surmise, there's a strange ward covering the island in its entirety. No doubt those ships in the bay were caught in its pull.
Well, wards can't just cast themselves. Meaning someone's responsible for those poor souls who perish in the Shades Triangle. Methinks our focus ought to be finding out what we can about this individual. Let's not forget that strange voice you keep hearing. For all we know, it could be connected in some way. Right, let's go speak with Jeffrey over yonder. He ought to have a word on progress of the base camp.
Sure. This feels like it's going to end in a trial. It also reminds me of what we dealt with at the very beginning of so in Shadowbringers, when we had to help the dwarves rebuild their settlement. That's what it also reminds me of. You'll be pleased to hear the preparations are well underway. I sent the advance party to scout ahead while the ship's being unloaded. They've already found an ideal spot to stage forays into the island's southern reaches. We're setting up camp as we speak. When you're ready to head out, just say the word. Once you're out in the field, you'll have to speak with Katarm and decide how to proceed. So this is more like Boja. Support crew will be stationed here in town, so be sure to avail yourself of their services if you're ever in need. And if you're after a weaponsmith, word is we hired a truly remarkable craftsman for the expedition. Judging by his reputation, you'll soon have your weapons honed to deadly perfection. Smithy will be set up over yonder. Do drop by if you're interested. Well, that's all from me. Give me a shout if you're ready to make for the encampment. Colt Crescent, South Horn now accessible. You stand upon the Colt Crescent, an uncharted island, the heart of the Shades Triangle. Whether you choose to join your fellow explorers in large-scale battles against the fiercest of foes, or take on the Crescent's denizens in a series of small skirmishes, there are many ways to proceed, and much to uncover on these shores. The following pages contain detailed explanation of what you may expect on the Occult Crescent. Read and understand them well if you seek to unravel the nations of the island's mysteries. The Occult Crescent is accessible for disciples of War or Magic level 100 or above. The required average item level is 690, and item level will be synced to 700. Players may change to a different job of sufficient level while on duty. All players are subject to separate leveling system while exploring the Occult Crescent, indicated by the knowledge level. Participating in large-scale battles or slaying the island's fiends will boost your knowledge akin to experience points. Okay, yeah, it is like Roger. When facing the fiends of the Occult Crescent, your knowledge level will significantly impact the outcome of any battle. To improve your chances of survival while roaming the wild, be sure to accrue as much knowledge as you're able.
Discrepancies between your knowledge level and that of your foes will affect the damage you deal and receive. You do well to choose your marks carefully before engaging. While exploring the Isle, you may participate in critical encounters, large-scale battles up to 72 per battle. 32! Emerging victorious from these perilous endeavors will garner a wealth of knowledge and other rewards. As critical encounters are not affected by your knowledge level, they can be attempted regardless of your progress. Additionally, during the course of the expedition, the return action is replaced by Occult Return, which establishes instant return to the base camp without the penalty of the lengthy last time. Alright, sure. Ours has been added to the Occult Record. Okay. Before I continue, I recognize this music. I'm trying to think, what is this song? I know the song. Oh, it's beautiful. Sorry, I have to figure this out. It's some Uematsu song. It doesn't help that I have a cat making as much noise as he possibly can over there. That is going to bother me until I figure it out. I don't know what the song is. I know the song. I don't know what it is. I gotta look it up. I literally cannot continue until I figure this out. Okay, Phantom Village. Well, that's spoilers. That's lovely. What is that song?
Final Fantasy V? Okay, it's some Final Fantasy V song. It's not telling me. And I really need to not just sit here on stream researching. So we're going to continue. All right, let's continue. The Deer Seal is on the hunt for a missing weaponsmith.
Royal reprobate. Wouldn't be surprised we found him floating in the sea. Who's that now? Oh, have you seen the smithy, do you? I'm afraid we ain't up and running just yet. Truth be told, the weaponsmith we hired bolted before we could finish setting up shop. The master of his craft, by all accounts, but he's been nothing but trouble since he set foot on the ship. Kept trying to escape, so we threw him in the old. Our woes didn't end there, though. He drank most of the booze we brought along for the expedition. I tell you, the bugger half pickled by the time we hauled him out. Anyway, the bastard's now gone and disappeared. So, this fellow you speak of sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah, either you're already acquainted with the scoundrel, or yours has owned a more cantankerous weaponsmith than I thought. Needless to say, there aren't many folk willing to set sail for Shade's Triangle. When we were scratching around trying to find someone, a certain enterprising woman put us in touch. There's a finer weapon. They say there isn't a finer weaponsmith alive today, but he drinks like a sailor and shore leave, and is up to his neck in debt. He signed up for the expedition to settle his dues. Yeah, that definitely sounds like the bald guy from Realm Reborn. Any road you can't have gotten far. You'll have to send your way off this rock. If he's half as good as they say, I reckon he'll be a boon to the adventuring. Keep your eyes peeled, and if you run into a shirtless rum-soaked good-for-nothing by the name of Geralt, that's it. Tell him I'll come and see me. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open.
Definitely could use better weapons. Looks like that's him up there.
Hey there, Geralt. You here to build me another awesome weapon? Another drop of rum to be had in this bloody ghost town. There's no mention of Shade's Triangle when I said that Godstand's contract. Talk about false bloody pretenses. You fooled me into trusting that Willie, had you, eh? Hey there, Geralt. Who the hell's it? Oh, bugger me. Can I do one bleeding job without you showing up, you ugly mug? Probably not. That said, there's never a dull moment with us two teaming up. Yeah. How about I finish the job sharpish and get off this desolate rock, eh? Rock. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, back over here. Whee! I have a lava gray weapon. Not that a hard time coaxing him back. Apologies for all the trouble. Right, with the smithy up and running, it's high time you started earning your keep. Listen here, you think I'm gonna sully my hammer and tongs knocking out some work in the village smith with a half a brain could handle? No, nothing less than high-nigh impossible face of genius stuck me fire these days. Says the impudent sod who ran the hole dry, racking him more debt in the process. You're hardly in a position to dictate terms. Although it does seem daft to fork up very eye-watering sums to hire Eorzea's finest weaponsmith, only to have him forging plans with plain old swords and shields. Any ideas, adventurer? He should make me an awesome weapon. I'm sure Eorzea's finest weaponsmith had his own ideas. What are you thinking? He does, as a matter of fact, devising a no means of refining weapons and armor. Couldn't help but notice all the aether permeating the place. Reckon I'd tap into that somehow. Of course, I need new raw materials. Some magic warped ore from the Isles should do just the trick. If the ores you're after, our surveyors will soon be conducting a preliminary excavation. Is that all you need to start? Hardly. If that were the case, any fool could do the job. Magical properties are fleeting and elusive. Well, that means to properly harness the aether, there's every chance the ore will degrade in the process. So you'll require something else besides raw materials. Any inkling of what that might be? Sometimes a foul beastie that throws a death rally behind a crystalline chunk of their life essence. I've used that stuff in the past, and while it ain't exactly common, I'd wager you'll find it on this bastard rock. Not that it's unique to the island, mind. I'm sure you'll find it elsewhere too. Does this mysterious crystal have a name? It does. Demiabata. Thanks for providing the spark our weaponsmith needed. Looks like he's committed to fulfilling his contractual duties at the very least. Say how you feel about handling the fiend felon part of the gambit. While you're out acquiring Demiadva, I'll see how amenable Geralt is to helping around the smithy. I reckon there's a reasonable division of labor. Yeah, sure. Phantom Weapons, a saga of arcane might. Demiatma obtainable. Phantom Weapons. Demiatma can be obtained from fates and critical encounters on the Occult Crescent's South Horn. It can also be obtained from fates in other regions. Nice. These regions are Okapacha, Kumaoka, Yaktel, Shaloni, Heritage Found, and Living Memory. Okay, so we can just grab that stuff at any fate in Dawntrail. Nice. So we need to grab that Demiatma. Okay. I'm glad I talked to him before I went in here, otherwise I would have been wasting my time a little bit. Journey to the Occult Crescent, Southhorn. Yeah, sure. Occult Crescent, Southhorn. Definitely down for picking up an awesome weapon. Although I think weapon's one of the things I've got for Dancer. A decent weapon. Unless I'm remembering wrong. It's not Dancer, it's Monk! Okay, cool. Katarim is overseeing activities at the Expedition Base Camp. It'd be hard for us to find a better location to stage an expedition than this. And I think we'd even find someone akin to an Aetheryte. Something akin to an Aetheryte. With any luck, we'll a few more dotted around the isle to avail ourselves of. Make sure you're attuned with this one before leaving camp. Speaking of leaving, our advance party scoured the area and brought back a few bits and bobs of interest. The arcade will appraising the cache and soon started off and started poking around a heap of rubble. Better see what he's up to. The Tingers up the Aetheryte Shard and now have access to the Isle's Aethernet. Additional shards can be found throughout the Occult Crescent. Attune to them to facilitate faster travel throughout the island. Sweet. Critical encounter spotted. Participants need to join the battle. The Expedition Base Camp has been added to the Occult record.
There you are. I've got something crystalline to show you.
Oh yeah? This looks like a conflict.
Ah, Just as I thought. Because you laid eyes on the crystal, I was able to tap into my wealth of learning on the topic. This sealed knowledge business is awfully frustrating, I must say. When I handed you the soul shard of the fifth astral era, contained within this phantasmal record of arcane arts and cosmic disciplines pioneered by the 12 city-states of hell, I'm sure the methods you modern combatants employ are far more refined than those of my day. Needless, nevertheless, you might benefit from learning the old ways of waging war. Under normal circumstances, I'd find myself a soul shard and fight alongside you, but I cannot access what's inside, thwarted again by the seal that the diminutive little scallywags spoke of. Given that you are summoned here specially, I dare say you will have no trouble using it, however. Go on, try affixing it to your garb.
With my face?
No, your clothing, you silly person.
Oh, okay.
Phantom jobs unlocked. Neato. A soul shard in your possession gives you access to 3 phantom jobs: Phantom Knight, Phantom Monk, and Phantom Bard. These supplemental jobs can be selected via the Phantom Job window on the Occult Crescent. Selecting a Phantom job enables the use of job-specific Phantom actions. Phantom actions are displayed in the Phantom Action panel, from which there may be selected execution. Like many other actions, Phantom actions can be registered to the hotbar. You are currently a Phantom Freelancer. Select your chosen Phantom job from the window to proceed with the expedition. Speak with the Expedition Advisor in the base camp, or Joffrey in the Phantom Village, to learn more about the Occult Crescent. Reminiscences of journeys just begun and those ended employ the Freelancer's myriad supportive techniques. Alright, so it's kind of worthless. Bard Offensive Aria. These memories echo the vivid imagery of the Bard's lilting song. Utilize them to employ the very same ballads in battle. Phantom Kick. Memories of a monk's unflinching discipline and quiet meditation offer a path to unparalleled combat mastery. Phantom Knight. Emulate these ancient memories of a loyal, honorable knight and defend your comrades from harm. Phantom actions are special actions that are available only during the course of specific duties. Depending on the undertaken duty, you may select up to 5 Phantom actions to supplement your job actions. You can freely cycle between Phantom actions, where the action can be executed always displaying the center of HUD. Okay, so L2 and the button cycles the Phantom actions. R2 and the button executes them. Got it. Phantom actions, as well as other duty actions, can also be registered directly to your hotbar. Got it. Archive insists you affix a soul shard to your person.
Excellent. It would seem you've managed to interface with a soul shard. There is one caveat. I believe it will only work with the confines of the island's ward. Nevertheless, as you accomplish more knowledge, accumulate more knowledge, you'll soon be able to draw upon more potent techniques. What's more, I don't think that's the only soul shard on the island. I'm positive you'll acquire others in your travels. The more you possess, the greater the ability, the array of ancient techniques you'll have at your fingertips. Well, I shan't keep you from your excursions any longer, although you'd better speak to that imposing lass over there before you depart.
All right. These walls have seen better days, but they're solid enough. As long as we secure the entrances, the camp will be safe while you're out roaming the Isle. Alright. Roaming's all well and good, but we need a firm plan of action if we're to make any headway. Before you leave, let's consider our approach. Alright.
Quest complete.
1 hour in of our 2-hour stream. Phantom Jobs have been added to the occult record. Oh, there's a whole lot of this, isn't there? Seems to me the more we learn about this island, the further we get from unraveling its secrets. There's the voice only you can hear, an Iowile ward, and the seal on the Arcane's knowledge. That's a very familiar inner master, not to mention that finding a settlement on such a remote island is passing strange to begin with. But before we get to satisfying our curiosity, a more pressing concern to address. Oh yeah? Safety. The crew are peerless, yourself included, but I've seen negligence and lack of preparation lay low the finest of explorers, which is why I intend to thoroughly appraise the threats lurking beyond these walls. As our resident freelancer extraordinaire, I want you to fell 3 different species of fiend, and share your findings from the encounter. And meet your encounter. At the very least, there'll be opportunity to test that crystal of yours.
Provide me with any information you may gather. The more you see and share, the more we chip away at that blasted seal.
Keen to learn more about the IL? I'm good right now. Thank you. Got it. Okay, there's where the aura is. I can see it up there.
Dispatch those feeds and share your findings, that you might partake of my unsealed wisdom.
There you go.
You encountered a whole herd of Garula. It is rare indeed to see such notoriously territorial creatures band together. Mayhap it's a regional adaptation. Let's see. Oh, there's also vanquished a flying lizard and a bandersnatch. Oh, the former are known for their tree-top nests, and the latter are often found prowling mountains regions in search of prey. Oh, I'm no
naturalist. That doesn't sound like species you'd normally find on an island such as this. I suppose someone could have transported them here. But why go through all that trouble?
I can answer that. Or if I could, were not that vexatious seal.
In other words, we're relying on Piotr to document what he finds on his travels. Honestly, I'm starting to think Iris isn't far off the mark about you.
Roam far and wide, Piotr. Help me unseal my vast archives of knowledge, and thus prove this rumbling clod wrong.
That's not where you roll your L.
With the local fauna surveyed, I suggest we now seek signs of former habitation. There are plenty of structures besides the settlement you found me in. To start, I want you to visit the ruins visible south of the encampment and examine their architectural motifs. I look forward to hearing of your account.
You've levered up. In order to undertake the subsequent quest, you must unlock relevant entries in the occult record. Yay! Now he's levered up. It's to level 1. I have to level this up further. This looks like a whole lot of grinding. All right. So, I'm going to potty, and then we'll be back, and we'll get the next 45 minutes. Just a minute. All right. So, I think there is another critter or other. And is it Yaktel? I think it's in Yaktel. Let's take a look. What's up, Cthulhu? Disciple of the Land. Cthulhu fidgets anxiously.
Peter, nice to see you. You have a moment? This may not come as a surprise since you personally helped negotiate our import of foreign crops, but a researcher has recently arrived from Sherlan. I have a mind to go paying our respects, but, well, I know little about Sherlans, and I'm worried it'll cause offense. Could you come along, if only for my peace of mind? Could you come along, if only for my peace of mind? That's the right voice. My thanks. Her name is Angier, and she should be in the southern district of the city.
I also need to work on Fisher and see if I can lever up my Fisher a little bit. Because I do want to be able to use Fisher for this particular mission. But I'll have to do that off screen.
This must be her. I'm humbled she traveled so far. Just for our sakes.
Hello there. May I be of assistance?
I'm here to speak on behalf of these people. And I'm Golja, former mercenary. Now I fashion whatever odds and ends need making. The Auroch says you've come to oversee the growth of new crops here in Mamuk, so we wanted to express our gratitude.
Oh, that's very kind of you. My name is Anger, and it's my pleasure to be at your service. When I first heard my assignment, I was intrigued. A force dominated by the etheric influence of meteorites. Rest assured, we shall soon have an experimental granary up and running. New crops will flourish here. This I promise. Indeed, my chief concern at the moment is not one of potential, but of manpower. Mamuk is rather sparse in population, is it not?
Well, yes, most of our able-bodied workers have left, either to become mercenaries or for other reasons. I, myself, would be glad to help, but I doubt one extra body would count for very much.
Hi. You should be Wyvers. Put it to the right use, our Wyvers can solve about any problem.
Sorry. You should use Wyvers. Put to the right use, our Wyvers can solve any problem. Raoul Jah, how many years has it been? I thought you'd moved to Tuilalau for good. Oh, when I heard change was in the air in Mamuk, I had to come see it for myself.
Using Wyvers sounds like an excellent idea. Oh, we could hitch them to plows and have them carry heavy equipment. All we need now is someone willing to gather extra materials we require.
I know of a few gatherers, but most are getting on in years. We'll have to find an adventurous soul if you need anything more than a few mushrooms and the odd medicinal herb. I handle beasts, not ore and timber. You? Oh, I can do anything. Practically. I'm an adventurous gatherer. Leave it to me.
So cute.
Well, then it's settled.
You'll be well compensated, I promise. I'm glad. I'm just here to help, though. I look forward to working with you, friend.
Pieta, Mabuja, you both have my thanks.
I'll think nothing of it. I'll gather what Wyvera handlers I can find and explain the situation. I'm sure they'll be happy to help you as well. Pieta, would you mind going with Ravulja? He's a good lad, but he gets ahead of himself sometimes. You've more than proven your talent for communication, and if he's struggling to make his point, lend him a hand, would you? Yeah, sure.
You're sweet. You're also a little insufferable. The more unspoiled Kakura trees.
As I've been saying, Wyveras are the answer. But ours are specifically trained for combat. How do you reckon they'd help with farming? Oh, Peter, perfect timing. Tell them the Wyvera's worth at least 10 men on the field, won't you? Overhand will stand in awkward silence, trying to convince them on behalf of Vermulja. What do you expect our Wyveras to do exactly? Hoe with the horns? More like pull heavy equipment and plows. Well, that makes far more sense. If that's what you need done, we can do it. Believe me, we will all want new crops here in Mamuk. I'm happy to help. I just want to know how a Wyvera could be trained for battle could be useful. We need Wyveras to pull our plows. Oh, I see. A Wyvera with the strength for combat should have no problems with that. Very well, the both of us will be over there presently. My precious Wyvera only smashes things. I'd love to be of service, but if my darling can't smash something to bits, then I'm afraid we're at an impasse. How about smashing trees? That sounds, well, smashing. Leave it to me and our Wyvera. We'll have the garden beds free of obstructions in a blink. Oh, that was incredible. You convinced them all to help just like that. Now, there's one last person I think we need. His name is Kagil John. He's a Najul, Jatika banana farmer. We can trust his expertise. Sure, we'll put him out of a job. No problem. You were part of the Third Promise's retinue, weren't you? What brings you here now, and with Ravulja? Oh, we just met, actually. A researcher from afar is beginning work on a granary here. A granary. and we're both lending a hand. I was hoping you might help out as well, knowing as much as you do about farming in these forests. You think I'd aid a traitor who abandoned his homeland for the comfort of Tuilalau? Oh. The look on your face. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, in great part thanks to the man here that such words could be said in jest. Much has changed for Mamook. I'm glad. If my best friend has finally come home, I'd be a fool to refuse this, please. Joking aside, your words don't ring hollow, Kaluja. To many, I was a traitor to everything Mamook once stood for. A traitor to my friend for never writing. It broke my heart to leave, but I couldn't stand the zealotry of blessed siblings. Now that the old teachings have been left in the past, I want to do everything I can for Mamook's future. Thank you, Kaluja, for your forgiveness. I hope that you, Peter, and I can help find a new way forward. All right. Hopefully we have enough people to get started. Let's go and ask Angir if she needs anything else. Sure. She's just so dang cuddly. As my friend Fenwick said, I am her favorite possession. This cat loves owning me. Well, thank you for your aid in recruiting the others. With a handful of Wyvers, our work shortage of people to travel now. The handlers have their orders, but there's one thing I would yet ask of you. While fertile, this soil still needs some additions to better accommodate the seeds and starters I brought with me. I think some charred bark should balance it out with this acidity nicely. Perhaps you could bring some from the Horbert Cinderfield. I've obtained the proper permissions from Ikrach to gather from the Umori horizon. As long as your work is done respectfully, we have nothing to fear. We'll begin setting up a base of operations in the meantime, so let me know once you've acquired what we need. Rest assured, I am this kitten's favorite possession. So much charred bark. You are a dear.
Wait, no, you're a cat. Sorry, trick of the light. Welcome back. I trust you have what I asked for. Sure, I've got way too much charred bark. Perfect. This is just what I hoped. I'll have the Wyvern handlers mix our fertilizer into the soil as they till it. Parts secure. We're ready when you are. Just about. Yes, it should be ground finely enough to distribute evenly. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm very glad we have this. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Once we've tilled the soil for beds, we can begin planting in earnest. With Volja, can I count on you for continued support? Me? But Kagil Ja's the one that grows things. And you have grown our hopes into a viable operation by recruiting the necessary allies. Charisma like yours is essential for this granary's success. Granary, sorry. Well, she called you charismatic, man. I think she thinks you're hot. Alright, I'll do what I can do. On my pride as a Mammal Ja. From a mook. Your assistance will be valuable, Piotr, if you can spare the time. After all these years, my homestead is about to realize true progress. I would love to have you with us as we build a brighter future for my people. I'll help. On my pride as an adventurer from a mook. Thank you. I'm in your debt. It's heartening to have you with us. I am very helpful. Sorry for the wait. The Wyverns are ready. Thanks, Kagilja. Let's get started. All right. This granary will give Mamook another chance. I can just feel it. I can feel it too. Let's show the world what these lands can grow. Together, by our own hands. From hopes yet to fully blossom, Mamook has established a granary. Help the Mammal Ja come into the love of land that supports them by aiding the farmers of Gokgolma. Society quests unlocked. Reputation has increased to friendly. Achieve friendly reputation with the farmers of Gokgolma. Mammal Ja society quests are now available from Kagil Ja and Gokgolma. Furthermore, you can now purchase wares from Virul Ja. Eat your vegetables.
I recently received a request from Angir for samples of the vegetation here. Apparently she's keen to know what effect they have, if any, on our crops. Plants with a unique etheric signature, such as the Cynoscaguja, should be likely make the best candidates. A sampling of the foliage would almost certainly be a boon to her work. Might you be willing to go collect some? Given the lack of direct sunlight here in Jaktika Heartland, the cooler temperatures of the soil continue to be a point of concern. Thankfully for us, Angir has arrived at a solution. Fermented fertilizer apparently invigorates the soil, generating heat as the compost decomposes. For your part, I need you to find some sodden tree bark around Cynoscaguja. The excess water makes it easier to ferment. When you're finished, take anything you find to Kabilja. Say, Peter, if you plan to be out and about, I don't suppose you could procure some Najul stems from the Gomaji Grove. In case you're wondering about the sudden demand, Angir requires a few specimens for testing. It seems she has plans to repurpose them. In any event, we'll be ready in time to discuss your experiments further when you return. Once you arrive at the grove, tell Kegija I sent you. She'll supply you with the stems we need. Cool. Cool.
Such a cuddly kitty.
You're on behalf of Kegija, yes? The stems are ready and waiting. Feel free to take as many as you need. It does my heart good to know that they won't be going to waste. Send the folks to the Granary my regards.
Find somebody outside, kitty? I think there's another cat outside. Marzavan's very concerned about the sounds coming from the kitty.
All right with those fertilizer supplies, have you? Well, let's have them. Wonderful. I get to mix the fertilizer right away. So, were you able to find anything promising? Got some fertilizer foliage here. Oh my, what a fine specimen. Angir will be thrilled. Someday soon, we hope we'll fully understand the power of the meteorite that invigorates the trees and living light. And this research is the most important first step. Imagine the possibilities. We'll be able to choose varieties of crops better suited to the land, or perhaps we can create altogether new ones. I can hardly wait to see how their work bears fruit. Finished handing off the supplies, I see. Kettle John must have been thrilled. And relieved, I'm sure. The right soil temperature is absolutely crucial during the budding stage. With this fertilizer, the fields are certain to thrive. So I hope you'll keep us stocked with supplies. Welcome back. How fared your trip to the Grove? Much obliged, Peter. These are excellent samples, and sufficiently fibrous as well. Nodule stems are found where the fruit meets the leaves, you see. To the undisciplined eye, one might mistake them for part of the tree trunk. While they're perfectly edible, we tend to dispose of them after the harvest. Engir, however, believes that naturally occurring fibers can be utilized to string cloth in spring. With these samples at their disposal, we'll be able to put these theories to the proof. If we require any more of them in the future, I'll be sure to keep you informed. Let's prepare our gear. My cats are losing their minds over there about the other cat that dares to be in our yard. I have plenty of materia. I don't need materia. And that's not as good as what I've already got. Gear's probably going to be the same. Yeah, worse than what I already have. All right. Head to Twin Adder and turn in our fishing gear. Cloudy cat shark. I'm not going to be doing that on stream, so I'm just going to buy a cloudy cat shark and turn that on. Five. Fine.
Well, there you have it. Okay. Let's go to Dancer. And I believe the next one is at Solution 9. I was putting this one off because I was looking forward to it the most. I got about 20 minutes. I may not finish this one today. And that's fine. Someone say Final Fantasy IX reference? There are quite a few Final Fantasy IX references about. How you doing, Naz? Welcome. Nashu Makaraka's expression is equal parts consternation and anticipation. We're running through this new content for a little bit. I got about 20 minutes left. But welcome, welcome. Pieter, here to help again, are you? As things stand, I'm still waiting on word from...
Yours truly, I presume.
Oh, hello. I will lurk, as I don't want spoilers. Fair. Gotta remember what voice I use for Hildebrand here.
Since parting ways, I've searched every alley and dive bar in Everkeep for signs of this Hildebrand character.
Oh, it's pronounced Hildebrand.
Well, however you say it. Is nowhere to be found.
It's Bogart, yes. I don't want to spoil any of it, but yes, Hildebrand goes Humphrey Bogart for no reason. I love this. Everything Hildebrand is great. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to be spoiled on anything, but this whole business is just beautiful. Everything is beautiful. This is peak. It's glorious. It's glorious. Oh, where could the inspector be?
Chin up, Dollface.
But now I must witness him. Right?
The case isn't over yet, and I always get my man. When the trail runs cold, the trick is to go back to the beginning. I want you to tell me the whole story again, and leave nothing out, no matter how unimportant it might seem.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you see, we were looking for an inspector, and he went lost, and he was abducted by aliens. Oh, yeah, it was really weird. I love this Goobus. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, so anyway, that's how we ended up here, and I don't understand why you're wearing that hat.
So you followed rumors of a flying disc, which nabbed your friend, and that led you to the place where I most likely crashed down, or where it most likely crashed down, which is here. You also think it was cut inside the dome when it appeared, and from your perspective, went through 30 years in the blink of an eye. Huh, that sounds like crazy talk. But I've seen enough strangeness in my line of work that I've learned to give clients the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, I need to put the Gold Saucer event on hold and do story stuff so I can get to this point. Right? It's glorious. It's glorious.
And since we've got no leads on the man himself, I say we try jogging memories about the shiny starship instead. We'll want to question older people native to your world who might have witnessed the original crash landing 30 years ago. Folks that age seem to enjoy parks, like the one outside the residential radii. Let's go.
What I absolutely adore about Hildebrand is that when I first encountered it, it's when I choose voices for characters. of course, they played Hildebrand straight at the very beginning, and so I gave him the most serious voice I could. And then it's Hildebrand. And Vince is the god of mischief. Yeah, he definitely gives off that vibe, doesn't he? But yeah, I gave him the most serious voice I had, and then it's Hildebrand, and it just, it's so glorious. It's great. Chef's kiss, right. Yes, ignore locations. That's really the only spoilers you have here is locations. Where's this location? Don't worry about it.
Old timers aplenty, as promised. Pick a prune and get to it.
Oh, I still have that illustration I lent you last time. Shall we get around to help nudge some ancient noggins?
All right. Give it here.
I added a sketch of the inspector's face to make things even easier.
Thanks, Nashu.
I have another copy for myself, but that only makes two. Peter, you and Detective Hildebrand, hard-boiled, will have to share.
Simply cannot. Yep.
We are talking 3 decades ago here, so having a picture should come in handy, even if the dame's work is on the same level as a finger-painting toddler's magnum opus. Theatre, was it? Well, you let me know when you're ready to bother some park-goers.
Yeah, let's bother.
Right. Let's start showing that picture around, then. Keep an eye out of older Hyune and Hetsaru, who might have hailed from outside the dome. Oh, and don't forget the Shatona.
Hard-boiled is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave Hard-boiled behind by entering a different area, or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Hard-boiled join you again, return and speak with him at the original location. Yes, we need that tutorial every time, because people are dumb and they forget. Wait, what am I supposed to do?
What a wonderful evening.
Is this a Miqo'te? It is a Miqo'te.
May I help you?
Yes. I have this illustration that should help in some way. Probably not, though, because it's really bad.
I'm sorry, but 30 years ago I was practically an infant. Far too young to remember much of anything.
Yeah, well, thanks anyway.
Well, that picture is very cute, though. Does your child draw it for you?
Close enough.
Elderly Hyun woman.
Mm-hmm. What can this old lady do for you? I have this picture for you.
Every time. It gets me every time.
Oh, 30 years ago, I honestly don't recall. My memories of that time are faded at best, my dears. It is a lovely drawing of you, though, sir. It really captures your essence.
That slack-jawed mug? Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
What else is there to be said? Hard-boiled, I cannot wait to hear what you have to say here. Vending machines, go.
Vending machines have caught your eye. Yes, you could buy yourself a coffee or an energy drink, but luxuries like that will make you soft. When I'm alone, walking the darkest, dingiest parts of the city, I need someone as weathered and weary as I am. Or something as weathered and wearied as I am. I'll stick to my eggs. Thanks.
It's great, because having this super serious voice has turned this into Frank Drebin, which is what Hildebrand has been for me, and I love it. It's glorious.
What would you be wanting with me, then?
I have a picture to show you.
Can't say as I'm familiar with it. Oh, but I do remember. 3 decades ago, and I was still in the bloom of my youth. Well, middle age, anyway. Say, I remember you. That clever git who took me back that Ferber potion from that thieving horse, and that was a good bit of sleuthing it was. Oh, no need for all that. Just doing my job. Sorry to see that the tonic didn't do his job, though. Oh, it's not growing me hair back. It's about the routine, about 40 years of massaging me scalp and basking in the same fragrant aromas every morning. It doesn't feel right to start the day without it. 40 years of using an Everkeep-made product. Ah, that's right. You're Alexandrian, born and bred, same as me. There's no way you could have seen the starship we're after. Sorry to bother you, sir. Well, no one has said that it would be easy dredging up eyewitness accounts from so long ago. This is where grit and persistence comes into it. I spied the Shatona fella, heading toward the 914 radius. Hard to guess its age with how long they live, but who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky this time.
There's one thing I need is for Hildebrand to not get lucky. Thank you, though.
Say what?
Just saying.
Ah, lovely day, isn't it?
I have a picture to show you.
It caught me by surprise again. I'm not sure I recognize the man. Hard to say with such a simple drawing.
Forget about the drawing. We're more interested in what you know about that flying disc.
Oh yes, the craft I do recall seeing. Yet I felt the sun upon my face. I was living a very different kind of life at that time. It was during the hunt that I spotted it. Flying machines were a rare sight back then, so I remember it well, even now.
And do you remember where it was headed?
It appeared to crash somewhere in Yelawata, to the north. I was of a mind to seek out the wreckage, but then the dome suddenly appeared, and I had far stranger things to worry about.
There. What did I tell you? Let us find your pal Nashu and share the good news.
All right, let's do it. You have any luck, Nashu?
No one seems to know anything about the starship. Did you fare any better?
Well, you wouldn't believe what we saw.
Oh, so it came down somewhere near this Yukata place. Oh, I don't suppose either of you have been there before.
I mean, I've been there. I've been lots of places. I've been here, I've been there, I've been pretty much everywhere.
A research facility, you say? If some unidentified shiny object fell from the sky nearby, then I'd wager their people soon scooped it up. It seems we have our destination. But how to get across the lake?
Well, we could take a hover cargo.
That we could. The Reforgers have a few, and I happen to know one of an accompanying disposition. Hello there. It's me. Yes, the usual. And some fries. Thank you. Right, that's our transportation sorted.
Oh, lovely.
What I'm stuck on, though, is how you've already been to this when I've only just learned such a place even existed. What is your deal, anyway?
Oh, I'm Peter, agent of adventure.
You adventure for a living, is that it? Well, it's clear you're no fresh-faced mook.
What did you call me?
Let's press on with the investigation. My Reforger friend should have a hover cargo waiting for us in the Drift Downs.
Oh, I better pack a dose of Nashu's delights.
Yeah, we'll definitely need explosions.
Those explosives of yours, leave them behind. Don't need no Dizzy Day blowing herself up on my watch. Or me, for that matter.
Oh!
Big bada boom. Right. Exactly.
I don't get it either. He means again, right? I'm sure. Sorry, I'm not giving you any more spoilers than absolutely necessary. Like, how many times has he gone boom now? I mean, I've lost count. Hildebrand and explosions. Name a more, frequent combination. Exactly. Okay, we are 5 minutes away from me needing to stop. I don't recognize this phone number, so I'm just going to send that to voicemail, and if it's important, they'll tell me. Ignore all of this. None of this is important. This is why you think he's a god indestructible. I mean, we have the storyline from Endwalker. I don't know if you finished that. Which, if you haven't, it explains some things as much as any Hildebrand anything explains anything ever. I hear you need transport to Ueyawata. The hover cargo is ready if you are.
Sure, let's travel to you. What's it?
Finished Endwalker, but I do need to catch up on some of his stuff. Yep. So I will not explain anything else beyond that. The Hildebrand stuff is great. Of course it is. The Hildebrand stuff is great on everything.
This place is a mess, but I don't see any monsters roaming the halls.
It's never not, right?
At least. It would be safe to split up and have a look around.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Oh, they did leave a message. I wonder if that's important. I got 4 minutes to explore. Unlock the cabinet drawer. Shuffling through the various documents of the cabinet, you find one entitled Confidential Files Addendum 1. According to an associate native to these lands, the unidentified vessel we recovered near Yowawata has flown into the region not long before the dome manifested. Their testimony was corroborated by a thorough examination of the wreckage, which yielded not a single sliver of electrope. The vessel was, without a doubt, manufactured using technology fundamentally unlike our own. This mystery was further compounded by the discovery of a human survivor within the craft. Despite the apparent force of the impact, the lone male occupant has suffered no visible injuries. Yeah, this is getting into slightly spoilery Endwalker stuff for Hildebrand. So, sorry. Scattered documents. Skimming through the various documents, you find one entitled Confidential Files Addendum 2. The hewn male was extracted from the wreckage and an abnormal specimen indeed, while physically unharmed and in clear possession of his soul. I likely forget, me and my memory. Fair. While physically unharmed and in clear possession of his soul, he yet remains in a comatose state. Is the Hildebrand we have not the right Hildebrand? wouldn't be the first time something like that's happened in Final Fantasy XIV. The absence of reaction to any and all external stimuli is indicative of a temporal stasis. Every method we have attempted, be it electric shock or hot bath or a sharp slap to the face, has failed to wake the subject. I think we're going to need Nash's Delight. He's a clone and a robot, a Clobot. Yes, that makes sense. As much as anything in Hildebrand does make sense. And its remarkable corporeal fortitude, an innate and natural quality, or was it acquired with the aid of some unknown technology? My enthusiasm for this research knows no bounds. I mean, he was a zombie at one point. Yes, that's like one of the first things we knew about him, was he was a zombie. A zombie overlord. Add that to the list of things I thought was going to be important later that the game just forgot about. The document held in the clipboard is entitled Confidential Files Addendum 3. I cannot understate the incalculable potential I see in our mystery subject. If we could but unlock the secret of his preternatural resilience, then we would never again need risk the dangers inherent in the transfer of monstrous souls. While some of my colleagues insist this vivisection is our only recourse, such an extreme measure would mean forsaking the knowledge of the man might impart to us regarding his equally intriguing flying vessel. For the time being, we have decided to suspend all research related to this subject. The specimen will be preserved in a biocapsule in Sector 51 and placed under observation, in the hopes he will one day regain consciousness. Feels like an Umbrella Corps lab. Yeah, I'm getting that same vibe. Speaking of zombies...
Peter, sorry. Something else in the records caught my attention. It led me to a different floor. Had to rustle up a verification key first, so I haven't spent any time on your Starship mystery. Did you turn up anything yet?
Oh, a little something.
They're keeping him in Sector 51. The key I found should let us access that area. Let us grab your pal, Nashu, and head there now.
As soon as we're done with this, I need to stop. Inspector Hildebrand, there you are. Of course.
You two been yanking my chain. This clown doesn't look anything like me. Well, opinions aside, we've located our man. A hard-boiled egg would really hit the spot right now.
I want to ask what and why and be all surprised, but I am not. Right? Yeah. This is very surprising, except that it's Hildebrand, and so it's not at all surprising. Hard-boiled loves his hard-boiled eggs.
Here, give this to the detective.
Is it trapped? It's totally trapped. Really? The fact that he was posing while in suspended animation. This music, though.
I need the fuck.
Here, take this and stand far away from me. From the lady.
I appreciate it.
So I'm just going to stand way the heck over there.
3, 2, 1. Boom. Fact, you both ran. Yep.
I could never refuse the kindness of strangers.
Hey, check it out. We were just talking about you guys. No freaking way. Because why not?
Man, if only we had a zombie overlord around.
These punks must be feeling lucky.
They start dancing, I'll lose it. Nice.
There's no need for firearms nor fisticuffs. I shall resolve this altercation in a manner that behooves a gentleman.
You might want to put some pants on first.
Yay! No.
Attention, everyone. Follow my lead, if you please.
It's Thriller. Thriller night. Don't you dare, Hildebrand. Ba-doom, doom, 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 doom. And then I quit.
Splendid, most splendid. Let us remember to always comport ourselves in a gentlemanly manner. Bye, all.
I want to hate this, but for the love of me, I can't, because it's goddamn Hildebrand.
I fear I may have overslept a trifle. But I, Hildebrand, well-rested agent of inquiry, now stand before you, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
And naked, but it's Hildebrand.
By the by, who is this austere-looking fellow? A new admirer of mine, mayhap.
This is Detective Hardboiled, your soul twin from another world.
Why, my dear Nashu, this man possesses nary a speck of my singular aplomb. He does not resemble me in the slightest. I could not agree more. My sweet old grandmother has more grit in her pinky finger.
Soul twin from another world, new anime. Yep. Oh, that's odd. Maybe I need new glasses. But the two of you seem practically identical.
The odd thing here is how you look so damned young for a fellow who's been sleeping for 30 years. And don't get me started on how you charmed those shambling corpses. What kind of crime against nature are you?
Oh, the Inspector's a very unique physique, for one. And as for the zombies, he has an excellent rapport with them, ever since his brief stint as an undead overlord extraordinaire.
That raises more questions than answers. Still, we can consider your missing person case closed. Which leaves me to chew on something else that caught my attention earlier. I smell a new case brewing, and I mean to follow my nose. It always knows. A case, you say? Then allow me to offer the services of Hildebrand, Inspector Extraordinaire.
What is up with that face?
Undead Overlord seems more plausible to me at this juncture, but I'll bite. What sort of fellow like you? What does a fellow like you even inspect?
Impenetrable mysteries and unsolved cases, of course.
So in the same business, eh? Makes me wonder how this gentleman act of yours actually helps you get the job done. I, too, am curious to see if beneath that leathery gumshoe exterior you have the gumption to handle truly difficult cases. The dame. She your assistant?
Loyal and steadfast.
I had an assistant once. But now ain't the time to reminisce. We have a new case to work on. This'll be just the thing to prove our sleuthing chops, Inspector. Let us get out of here and get down to the brass tacks.
This is 20 out of 10. I mean, it's Hildebrand. Of course it is. I was putting this off specifically because I knew I would want to finish it. And this is going to encourage me to play this again. Probably later today. I was planning on putting this off for today, but I really want to continue this. But I do need to go. I'm 10 minutes over on time. I found out that white mages get a candle staff, and I need it. Yeah, it's good stuff. All right. I need to stop here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll probably be back later today because it's Hildebrand. I can't stay away. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy Gold Saucer event stuff. See you around.